What is up, guys? Pittsburgh Weiss Schwarz back again. This time we're doing the red set review for Sorted Online Alicization. With us today we have Drew, who I don't believe has been in any of our videos before.
What's up, guys?
In addition to Tyler and Zach that you know at this point.
Hopefully.
Yeah, we should hope. All right, so Drew, you're first if you want to start us off here.
All right, so right now we're looking at this red level 3 here, or I guess I'll just read her ability off the bat, right?
Yep.
When she's placed on the stage, you can choose one Fluct-like character in your clock and put it in the bottom of your library. She has a climax combo with the pictured climax right there. You pay 1, discard 2 from your hand. They have to be Fluct-like characters. When ruler of the human empire is placed in your climax zone and this is in your front row, you may pay the cost. If so, choose one Fluct-like character from your waiting room, place it to an empty slot on the stage, and for the turn, that character gains the following ability. When this card attacks, you may deal 2 damage to your opponent.
So, to my knowledge, this is Alicization's finisher of choice. If you're not,
I can see why.
If you're not playing the Yu-Gi-Oh! Blue Gate. Or did they play both? I'm not sure.
I don't... I was looking at this a little bit at... Well, a place today. Don't tell work I was doing this. I don't know if they would... I don't know if they play... Is it double... They don't play double gate, do they? Like, I don't think it's double gate.
I think if you're playing, like, mono administrator, you play 8 gate, but I don't think that's the meta build.
The Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a early play, so I don't know if it's if it goes both.
Okay, well this card combos with Gate, so that's already points in its favor there.
Yes.
And it's straight up it's literally a standby climax combo, except you don't have to rest it when you play it. You pick anything, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And then it burns for 2 when it attacks, so...
Is Sword Golem a Fluct-Light? Yeah.
Yes.
Because it's made out of Fluct-Lights, right?
Yeah, it's like 50 Fluct-Lights or something, I don't remember. I don't know the lore.
What?
So anyway...
I like this card.
I like this card. I'm going to give it an A. I think it's a good card. I think it'll be a...
I'm going to give it an A+. I like the...
If it's not the meta finisher of choice for Alicization, I can definitely see it as a close second.
Is there...
Sorry, Drew, you can go ahead.
No, you're good. Go ahead, Tyler.
I was just going to say that I like it that it's a burn 2 instead of just a burn 1, because burn 1s aren't as... The only good thing that I like about the burn 1s is that it can just get rid of the climaxes, just burn the top climax.
Yeah, burn 2 is burn 2 is a good way, or a good amount of damage to close out the game with.
Is there I take it this set does have a standby?
No.
No, I think you have to run Empty Heinous Trap.
Yeah, this set is...
From Ordinal Scale.
This set is Neo Standard with Old Sword Art, so you just run the empty standby.
Okay, yeah. I'll agree with Tyler and give it an A+ then. I was going to give it an S, but just for the simple fact that if you stand by this card... What did I do? I'm messing this up, guys. If you stand by this card at level 2, play, and then you could literally just climax combo your opponent to death if they early play anything. You could just select your early play killer as your target. And then, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you get anything. So if you stand by this level 2 and then you climax combo, you get another level 3. Yeah,
that's what I'm...
That's pretty,
That, or you play like your 2-1 early play reverser, on reverse, send this card wherever.
On attack, burn 2, on reverse, remove, yeah.
Yeah, I mean...
The only thing that I'm not a fan of is that she heals to the bottom of your deck.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up. That's pretty... I don't know what to think about that.
I mean, it's still healing, I guess.
I wish it was just choose a card in your clock, put at the bottom of your deck. So if you wanted to, you could clock a climax, play or heal the climax to the bottom.
That would be
you still can, technically. It just has to be on top of your clock. Oh wait, no, it is.
No, it has to be character.
Oh, yeah, that sucks then.
Yeah, additionally, the cost for her climax combo is also characters specifically and not cards.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I still like her though.
I think
that's
she's pretty cool.
The burn 2 is that's really
the
good.
best part. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really good. It's hard to stop. That's really hard to stop.
All right, let's talk about this next card. All you.
Is this one me?
Yep.
Yes.
Alrighty. Apprentice Holy Practitioner Quinella. When this is placed from hand to stage, pay the cost, which is clock yourself from hand. If so, search your deck for one card with Administrator in the name. Reveal it to your opponent, put it in your hand, shuffle your deck. And Resonance is
It's resonate in English.
Resonate in English, yeah. So it resonates with the level 3.
The one we just saw.
Yeah. Which is, look at the top 5 from the top of your deck, choose one Fluctlight after you pay 1 and reveal the level 3.
Yeah.
And then choose one, put the rest in waiting room. 5 isn't bad.
No, so this card is probably what Ambush Union should have been printed as. Rest 2, look at top 5, take 1, and
yeah,
maybe search for any Megamine character. Would have been a better profile for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People would probably be a bit happier if that was the case.
Yeah, this is much more fair.
It's
I
like,
still think it's really good, though.
No, I mean, knowing how impactful, like, even just one Ambush Union on the board is, I'm inclined to give this card an A+, especially since that finisher is pretty decent.
yeah,
Yeah, it searches
you're
for
right.
it searches for a super broke finisher, so let's
It just is like fair ambush union. That's all this is.
It doesn't just search for the finisher, it searches for any card with Administrator in it.
Oh yeah.
In some ways, it's even better.
Well, she's pretty good for a rare.
Yeah.
Yes. And it's a rare.
Oh, there's
Value.
only one red double rare too.
That's also just like ambush union. Huh.
I think most of the double rares are in blue and yellow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, next card.
Alright.
Gotta work for those UGOs, good boys.
Alright, we have Administrator, preparing to load test. When this card is placed on the stage from your hand, mill 2. If you hit a level 0 or lower character, this can side attack without losing soul till the end of the turn. And then when it's placed from the hand to the stage, you can pay 1, ditch 1. If you do, choose a Fluctlight character in your waiting room, return it to hand, and give a character 1,000 power. So it's a drop salvage on play that can side attack without soul penalty. That seems pretty good too.
Wow. Yeah, that first effect. Wow, that first effect is just, especially if you're trying to, like, you need 1 damage. You know, your opponent's at 3/6, and you're trying not to push soul, or you know what I mean, or you need to push like 3/5, and you need the 2, but you really don't want to risk, leaving yourself open. That's ridiculous. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That first ability is pretty ridiculous.
Yeah,
It's a pretty good card overall, just for milling 2 and for being a drop salvager.
Mhm.
That's like all it really needs to be pretty great.
Yeah, plus the fact that it mills 2, and then it's able to drop salvage from the cards that you milled, so it gives you more options for the drop salvage.
I also I'm also a huge fan of cards with the discard a card from your hand, salvage 1. Especially if you find yourself, like me, pulling a lot of climaxes early, like 4 in the first turn. You can literally just ditch a climax to grab a character. And there's no restriction on what level or cost the character has to be, so that's pretty sweet.
Yeah. I think that this is a good card too. I'm going to give this card an A as well.
Yeah, so am I. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, I like this card.
I mean, we've seen this profile before on, I think the Saya. There's a level 0 Saya in Bang Dream that's almost identical to this. It mills on play and drop salvages a character, and that card sees a lot of play. It's like a like a $10 uncommon or something from the first Bang Dream set. So I imagine this card will be just as good. All right, Zach, all you on the next one.
All right. Hold on, getting lost in my windows.
It's Naked Administrator.
Naked Administrator? Gotcha.
Cruel Lightning Strike.
Oh, cruelty. When this is placed from hand stage, I could put the top 2 in the waiting room. If there's at least one climax, this gains 3k. And when this becomes reversed, it's a level 1 bomb.
It's a level 1 bomb that potentially goes up to 6k.
So, if you get lucky, you kill something, and then your opponent uses assault or is reversed on the swing back.
Mm-hmm.
I do like the mill with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So
cards that mill are good. I'm gonna be Carmen for today, and I'm not gonna stop talking about Bang Dream. But this is, compared to the Cosme bomb in Bang Dream, is not quite as good. But compared to most other level 1 bombs, I'd argue is maybe better.
It's pretty solid.
Yeah, it's not horrible. I mean, level 1 bombs, I feel like if they're more of a...
Well, if they get played, it's more like a 2.
Right, they're more of a techie meta call card than anything.
Yes, they're extremely good, of course. Yeah.
I'd say that this would probably be like a B or a B minus.
Yeah, but that's a playable card. I agree.
I'm gonna be that guy, and I'm not. I don't like this card. Like a C plus maybe. I'm not.
I mean, that's fair.
It's okay. I feel like it's a waste of a level 1 spot only being at 3k. I get it's a level 1 bomb, but recently, and unless you're playing, I mean, especially if you're playing like AOT or like, I'm not the level 1 bomb. I don't really care for, because I don't. Most level 1 climax combo these days that everybody's been running, you can just get over it anyway. So like.
Right. I mean, against AOT, I guess to play devil's advocate here, if you bomb their Aaron when they go to reverse it, the Aaron doesn't get to pop back to hand. So there is that.
Yeah, I mean, as opposed to like, especially if you are like, let's say you have this card out and you're trying to use your level 1 combo, like that. For example, like one of the decks I run, that the villain deck that I run for Batman Ninja, at least the Harley Quinn, she's a level 1 bomb, but she lets me give something, like an extra 1500 power when it attacks. You know what I mean? In another lane.
Yeah.
So I would just consider that more versatile than risking milling a climax.
Right. Yeah. I mean, how often do you mill 2 and hit a climax when you want to?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's gonna match me. I'll give it a B minus instead. It is. You do have to remember that it is just a tech card. It's very dependent on your local meta, whether or not you want this.
And like, there's better, like level 1s that do the same thing. What's her face from? Even if you're like Gurren Lagann has the one that at least she shoots the memory. You know what I mean? Like, she gains power when you play her, but at least she shoots the memory whenever she's reversed. I don't know. She does, and then she's getting over a lane. So, like I said, I just feel better about running level 1s that accomplish things in maybe other lanes or later on or during your opponent's turn than reverse effects.
Yeah, level 1s that do more. That's understandable. I mean, are there any other level 1s that are in this set that I'm just forgetting? Or is this the only option for the set?
In this set?
Yeah. This is Fructlight, so...
From what I've seen, a lot of that comes from blue. They reprint a lot of the good blue level 1s from OG Sword Art, but with Fructlight trait.
Yeah, they reprinted Determination with Life on the Line, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, also known as $20 rare.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Wow.
Yeah, alright.
Yeah, I mean, the mill is cool. I like I'll agree with that. I like the mill.
It is cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna get B for bomb.
B for bomb.
Alright.
Oh boy, that climax.
Oh yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Fell for the titty.
Back around to Drew.
Brian, you want to go ahead and read the name? Because I don't have that
This
pulled up right
is,
now.
I put it in the Discord, Drew.
Administrator spoiling temptation.
Alright, so, she has an experience trait where if all the cards in your level have Administrator and or the Quinella in their name, she gains 1,000 power. She has a Climax combo. You pay 1 when it attacks. If the picture Climax is in your Climax zone, you pay the cost. If so, you put the top card of your library in the waiting room. If it's a Fluctlight character, choose one character waiting room whose level is less than or equal to 1 plus your level, and place it rested to any slot on the stage.
So you just stand by.
So yeah, your gates are basically pseudo standbys in the set.
Yeah, so if you're playing 8 Administrator, which you probably are, because all the cards in your level need to have it for this card, then you're playing 8 gates, but all of your gates are standbys.
In addition to
which are pretty cool.
That's pretty.
Yeah.
Which is, yeah, that's pretty nice. I like that.
So
it's really cool. No,
55.
I mean, you should know that you can miss.
You can.
Because if you hit a Climax, then whoops.
Yeah.
But that's never stopped a good Climax combo from being good before. Like, Union misses like half the time as well with the top check.
She stocks Climaxes all the time. It's fine. We don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. And at least you're milling. I mean, at least you get the mill. At least it's not like other Climax combos where you just top check and put it back. So
yeah.
You can pay for the, if you dual field this thing.
That's a really good point.
Too, right?
What's that?
Yeah, the Resonate can find this too if you want to.
This is administrator as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually really like that. Normally, whenever you would miss a Climax, like Drew was saying, it would go back and it would just trigger the Climax you just saw, but this moves out of the way, so it can trigger not a Climax, and keep your stock clean.
Plus, I guess something else to note here is, unlike regular standby, this Climax, when you play it, gives all of your people, all of your characters +1 soul, so you can still push damage. That's a thing that hard playing standby usually. Because
she gets up to 65.
65. Yeah.
Wow.
Which, I mean,
that's not bad.
Yeah, that's not horrible. She doesn't need to reverse, so you don't need to worry about going much higher anyway.
Yeah. I like it. I'm gonna give it
an A.
Yeah, I agree, because you can also, if you just attacked with something else, you could also just pay out the Climax that you just triggered, which was a gate, if you're running a gate, to get something back, and then pay it out on attack to mill what could be a Climax, and then grab a character. You know what I mean? That's...
Yeah. Well,
it's a lot of control right there.
The mill has to be Fluctlight. It has to be a Fluctlight character.
Ooh, B+.
Yeah, I'm gonna give this card a B+. Not because I think it's bad. I think it's real. I think it's very interesting. But the fact that you are almost forced to play it in like Administrator Waifu, and not as a meta call necessarily, makes it.
What's wrong with that? We're just basing it off the cards.
It's B. B for playable.
Wife.
It's still playable. It's fine.
B for basic.
Exactly.
I mean, you only need to have the Administrator or Quinella in their level zone if you want the extra 1,000 power. This is an on-attack Climax, so it's a bit less relevant.
Yeah, fair. You don't even need to have all Administrator or Quinella. Right. You just need it for the power.
Okay, Zach.
And 1,000 power is not even that detrimental when you don't need to reverse.
Okay, you people.
I mean, if you want the power, there's like always... I mean, I don't remember many of the backer options in the set, but there might be something that could help out a bit.
I think...
I'm going up to B++.
So how many pluses is it to A, Brian? 3?
Good question. let's move on to this next card before we find out.
Alright, Brian, this is you.
Is this?
I think this one's me.
Yeah, I think so.
What? Okay. Yeah, you're right.
Ruler Administrator. All your other Fluctlight characters get level assisted by 500. And experience. If all the cards in level zone are Administrator or Quinella in the name, it gets the following ability. When a card in either player's clock is moved to waiting room due to an effect of a card of its owners, that player may put the top 2 cards of their stock into their waiting room. If not, that player puts the top card of the library in clock.
Does that have anti-heal?
Ooh, I didn't know that.
This card alone with that last card kind of makes me want to buy into the set now. That is
See ya, Kimono friends.
ridiculous.
You stand by this out, and it's stupid. Yeah.
Well, and then with that level 1 we just talked about, okay, so even if you're not running, well, with this card, why would you not run Administrator? But so you're running Administrator, right? That card gets to 60. Your level 1 is 65. When you stand by this card, it gets bigger.
It goes up to 7.
So if you're not winning, you are now.
The anti-heal's really, really interesting. I guess you want to stand by this to the back row, I'd assume, because it's a power buff and a continuous effect.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Still, though, like I said, if you're playing at level 1 to get to 7k, if you have to, put it in the front row, you can feel pretty
I mean,
damn
this
confident.
could be like a 1, maybe 2 of a tech card for instances like ReZero, Komodo friends against back.
Kantai.
This is more reliant on the experience factor, though. Like, you do have to be playing more administrator enough to get much of the effect here.
Yeah, this would probably
Otherwise,
have to just be in waifu, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I guess this is a pretty good payoff card for playing waifu, though.
Yeah, it is.
I think it's really good. I like it. I'm gonna give it an A.
I'll give it a B+.
I'm sticking with my B+.
Maybe B.
Yeah, I'll probably stay B+ too, just because, like you said, you're completely relying on the experience factor. But that's just does 2 really good things at one time. And like I said, it's level 2. I don't know.
Yeah,
With
it does have 2 souls as well, because it's a 2/2.
Right. So worst case, you stand by to the front row, and it's a 2-soul beater.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're running 8 gate standby, and you're pushing soul damage because your climaxes all give 1k1. That's something you don't see very often.
Yeah, the administrator deck that is looking pretty promising right now. As kind of has me interested, actually. Just because they have so many wacky effects like this that are like super good.
Yeah, you don't see anti-heal really at all anymore.
Kill a kill.
That's it. My only wish for this card is I wish instead of the global level assist, I wish it was just global 1000 power. I think that would be
so
better.
do I.
Yeah. That'd make it really good. But like you said, I mean, like you were saying the other day, Zach, with the standby switch sword art build, you know what I mean? Just pushing damage is a problem sometimes, and it just seems like the last 3 cards we looked at, you know what I mean, especially with the climax combos they have, you're not going to have any lack of... You have no excuse for not pushing damage. At all.
I play Death Consal standby, and that one literally does not have a normal functioning everyday just slam Ooga Booga climax in it. So I often fall behind just because of that.
We love slamming Ooga Booga climaxes.
So here you can slam Ooga Booga climaxes and big brain standby out big cards. So it just looks really good. All right.
I like it.
Alright, next card. This one.
Hey, it's Rika.
It's Lisbeth confronting the PK Squadron, with Klein peeking in the background.
We love Klein.
We do love Klein. When this card attacks, if the level of the character across from it is 3 or higher, it gets 6,000 power for the turn, and it has Accelerate. At the start of your climax step, you can clock yourself from top of deck. If you do, put 1 card from the top of your deck in stock, and this gets 1,500 power. I'm
guessing this is Avatar Net.
It is Avatar Weapon.
It's Avatar and something.
It's Avatar Weapon. So this is a card for OG Sword Art. I don't know how much I like accelerating at level 2. I feel like that's
weird.
That's too dangerous.
I mean, I don't like this card. You can literally just run the Cat Shinon at level 2 and also have a climax swap as well.
Yeah, this is...
I mean, this is like an option for that if you're playing red, maybe.
I don't even know what's good in Sword Art for red.
This is anti-cheat for your Lisbeth waifu.
Yeah, you're still killing. Yeah, you're still killing a level 3. I mean, that's, you know, it's like the Persona 5. You maybe run it to not accelerate, just like you run that one to not run the climax combo, just to kill level 3s. But I don't know much about other Sword Art, so maybe there's a better level 2 that does the same thing.
It is. It's just in blue, not red.
Right.
Okay.
I guess if you're playing OG Sword Art and you're playing mono red for some reason, then this is decent anti-change for you.
Uh,
I mean, but then you could still just run Aegil, because Aegil doesn't
C
take.
minus for me.
Aegil doesn't need to have color fix.
Oh, you're right.
I'm just gonna go D plus.
Yeah, it's even dropping it to C minus.
Yeah.
It's not a horrible card. It's just the problem is it's outclassed.
Mhm.
Yeah. All right.
Zach.
I should really be keeping up with this. Sword skill.
Sword skill.
All right, sword skill administrator. When you play climax, it gains 15, and when it attacks, if the character opposite is 3 or higher, this gains 6k. So this
And-
is
Another one of these.
What are its traits?
Fluctlight.
There you
Sacred
go.
Arts.
Okay, so this just adds to the Fluct-like capability. This is...
Yeah, so this is like that card we just saw, but for Fluchtlight instead.
And you don't have to
C+.
talk yourself to get even more power.
It's
Yeah.
fine. It's niche. If you
I don't like it.
if you really need an anti-change bomb or an anti-change or something just to hit over big stuff, it's okay. It'll do the job.
I'm gonna go to C+. I like this card. This card... I don't know. Especially if you're running the level 1 combo and you push your opponent to level 2 and you're expecting a them to early play next turn, maybe stand by in the back row, and then they can do nothing about it.
Okay,
I
now
mean-
I'm gonna put this up to just a plain C because it has administrator in the name. It
Yeah.
can be used as level fodder.
I was about to say that this is
Yeah.
This is
Oh, yeah, it
this
does
is
have that
anti-change
going for it.
administrator waifu. It's still an administrator.
It's
Yeah.
also giving you a soul trigger. I mean, that's...
Yeah, it's relevant.
I
Yeah.
mean, with all the power it's getting, it can definitely beat over like any great performance character.
Gets up to
Like 6k plus 15 plus whatever you're getting from the climax.
Yeah, I think there's only 2 cards it can't beat in the game. That Madoka or Homura becomes a demon, and the
Reinhardt.
I was thinking of the level 3 from Fleet and Deep Sea, the blue. That's if she's in the middle, she just gets huge.
So there's a couple of them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It has its purposes. It's just not very glamorous.
Yeah.
I would never pay to cast this card. Let me just put it that way. I would never, unless I was severely behind and that level 3 was just kicking my ass. I would never pay to play this card.
Yeah, I guess I would still, as opposed to this card, I'd rather a 2/1 anti-change bomb that removes it from, like sends it to bottom deck or sends it to memory or something. Just
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd rather that.
Because, for example, say you're against like Level Up Sunshine or something, they can just con on their assuming you're killing the Yo right back.
Or they could even just encore.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just harder removal is a little bit better. All right. Drew.
Alright, Drew.
Brian, you want to read the card name again?
This is Bottomless Control, Quinella.
So, when she's placed from the hand to the stage, look it up the X cards from the top of your library, choose up the 1 card from among them, put it in your hand, put the rest of those cards in your waiting room. X equals to the number of your opponent's characters. She's got a change ability. You just bounce her back to your hand at the start of your climax phase. If you do so, choose the 1 Axiom Church High Priest Administrator in your hand and put her in the slot that was in. Wow. Okay, so
So this card.
I have a. I'm sorry, go ahead, Brian.
No, all you, Drew.
I have a special place in my heart for cards that just let you look it up to X and then take any card. That's pretty, especially if you don't have the aforementioned card right here, the Axiom Church High Priest, or the Climax, or you don't, you know what I mean, one or the other.
Right.
You do have one or the other in your hand, and then you just literally get to fix your hand and gain ditch fodder. I mean,
Yep. That's a cool fact. I just don't like that it's reliant on your opponent's characters.
Yeah.
Because that's a factor you can't control. Your opponent can just, if they see this in your deck and they suspect you'll play it, they can just crash their field, and then you wouldn't be able to dig.
You get 2 cards.
especially, I think it's a good one of. Like you said, you're kind of depending on your opponent going off first, and then you surviving. to play this card. The fact that it just lets you look or just pick any card though is nice. Does this have a really good event in this set? I haven't seen one yet.
The events are at the bottom.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
We'll get to them later.
The events from OG Sword Art are not trait locked, so you can run like money counter and stuff as well if you splash a little bit of green in this deck. So that's relevant. You can dig for events like the opposition by the shield or something.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
I'm not as big of a fan of this card.
I'm gonna give it a C+.
It's. I think I'm with you. I'm gonna give it a C there. It's okay.
Oop.
I think the finisher might just be fine on its own without this card though.
yeah, I don't
That's
think
what I
you,
was
probably
thinking,
is.
too.
I don't think you need to pay the stock to play this card when you have her in your hand.
I mean, it might be worth it as a one-up just for the dig option if it's ever relevant.
Right, for the dig option.
Just because running a gates, the problem often is getting your gates in your hand because you're not running anything that can actually you're not running any climaxes that get you your climaxes.
Right, and
So this rectifies it a bit.
Yeah, in worst case, this is a Quinella you can put into your level zone to satisfy.
Yeah.
variance.
Yeah.
I mean, you could
Yeah.
also somewhat early play it too. Like if the administrator's not in your waiting room at level 2, you could stand by it with the level 1 combo
And then change into it.
and then change.
Yeah.
So there's
Yeah.
options.
It's yeah.
As excuses.
It's a C. It's very niche.
Yeah.
Pretty cool though.
I like it.
Alrighty.
This is Utah.
Okay. Administrator, unexpected limit. When this is placed from hand to stage, look at the top card of your deck, put it on either the top or into the waiting room. I like that because it has standby properties. And pop it back to hand when a climax is played. If so, choose a character and give it 1,000 until the end of your opponent's turn.
Mm-hmm.
That's not horrible.
So I guess while not an exact match, this is similar to like anti-spiral race in Gurren Lagann.
Mm-hmm.
Except that
I can
one
see
is-
it.
Yeah, that's a top check take to hand and ditch instead of.
I mean, if you're running the level if you're running the level 1 and you play this card, boost your level 1 up more. I mean, it just stand by that level. The level 2 we saw in the back row, and then your level 1 is what now? 8,500, right? Am I right?
7. I think it's just 8,000, but still that's pretty good.
That's a one hell of a 3-piece combo right there. That's not for a common. You know what I mean? And like Tyler said,
It is a
the
common.
mill.
Mm-hmm. It does mill.
It definitely doesn't have a bad effect for a common.
Because that's till the end of your opponent's next turn.
I like abilities like that. Those
Yep.
are nice.
Yeah. They
I'm gonna
go
give it
to
a C+.
Okay,
lost.
here's something relevant I just thought of. This card
Alright.
this card checks the top card of your deck.
Okay.
That level 1 combo wants to make sure it mills a Fluct-like character.
Bingo.
It all comes
Yeah.
together.
So,
B it is.
C plus.
I agree.
I still don't think it's
Actually, no,
fantastic.
B minus.
I
Yeah.
still don't think it's fantastic, but
Plus.
I think it might have its uses in the administrator deck.
I feel like it's one of those cards you're going to lean on. You're going to run a 4 of if you're running the administrator with that level 1 combo, just for that reason that you stated, Brian, that you're looking to mill a Fluct-like character.
This is a way of guaranteeing your combo.
Yeah, this is a card that top checks and has administrator in the name. So it is potentially something you'd want to play in administrator waifu. Oh, let's talk about Clown Man.
Clown Man.
Okay.
Oh, Clown Man.
Alright, Brian, talk about Clown
We
Man.
have former elder Trudokeen. When he's placed from your hand to the stage, you can put the top card of your opponent's stock in the waiting room, choose a card in their waiting room, and put it in their stock, so you can
Oh, Jelly.
you can hide climaxes, and he can sacrifice himself to stand one of your characters with Administrator or Quinella in name. So that effect
Hold on.
How is that relevant?
It's not.
The second one?
The second one.
It like lets you restand something you use for the resonate
Is the level 3
or
a
brainstorm.
Quinella?
Yeah, it does let you. Lets you restand your ambush union, I guess.
One of them, yeah.
Yeah, the one that has the ability.
What's the?
So how good is sniping a climax then?
Probably not very, because if you just have a brainstormer, then you can't do anything.
It's not great on its own. It's funny though.
It is funny.
I'm gonna give it a,
We do like Ellie.
Normally it'd be a D. I'm gonna give it a D+ for funny.
He's a clown. He's funny.
I'm just gonna give it D.
C for clown.
Yeah.
D for
If the level 1 was named Quinella, then this card would be ridiculous.
Right. This card doesn't,
Double. Yeah.
it doesn't have that administrator Quinella in the name. It's just clown, man.
It's just a clown. He's just clowning around.
Mm-hmm. He's bad.
You're a clown. You're a clown if you use to deck with this card in it. Ooh.
Burn.
Alright. Silica. Silica, virtual world information. During battles involving this, your opponent can't play backups, and it has character encore. It's avatar weapon.
So it's
Character encore with avatar net, I should specify.
Get out of here.
no, you
Get a D.
you never play this over the Liz and standby.
This is a very poor man's Liz.
She's getting a D.
But Liz is a common already.
Yeah,
Oh, it's a common? Get out of here. Never mind, I didn't even look at that.
it is.
Get out of here. Can I give her a double F?
F's in the chat for Silica. Alright,
Well, she's really bad, so she deserves it.
back around to
Bingo.
Sword Golem.
Alright. We're going with the Sword Golem. So, if you have another character with Administrator or Quinella in this name, this card gains 1500 power. When this card comes reversed, put the top card of your library into your clock and rest this.
Zombie
so
Kaiba.
It's Akihiko Kaiba, yeah.
it's a forced encore. No.
Yeah, forced encore, 3 souls.
Zombie
No.
sword.
This
No.
is I think
You know what?
this is
I mean, I'm thinking that you could pull him out as maybe one of your things as your level 3 combo with
no, they want you to pull this with the level 1 combo.
No, yeah, that's what I meant. The level 1 combo with this, and you just start swinging big because you can't hit over
Ooh.
a 10-5.
That is
3
nice.
soul.
Okay, so think of it like this: if you
Swing 3.
double combo at level 1,
Put him in the front row and the assist in the back row.
boom, 11-5, 3 souls.
I'm giving this a B. He's better than Akihiko Kaiba.
B for
Just
better.
because there's more cards.
That's nice.
I'm gonna give
Yeah.
it a C+. I think it's interesting. I've played with Akihiko Kaiba before. It's something.
This is a
you
crash
play
or burn
Akihiko
card.
Kaiba, but nothing combos with it. Nothing can easily stand by it and stuff like that. You have to search for it.
Regular standbys it.
Well, yeah, but having a combo with gate and standby at one combo is a lot better than searching around trying to find Akihiko Kaiba.
I mean, you're right. We love Akihiko Kaiba though.
This is a live or die by the sword kind of, literally
Yeah.
sword golem kind of card.
I would imagine this would become more of a liability late game.
If you make it
Once your
stick
butt can get
though,
over it.
Oh, well, late
if you-
game for sure, but once you just
Yeah.
start smacking people, he'll be funny.
Well, if your opponent starts threatening it, you can just play over it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, the biggest thing about especially something like this with 3 soul, while you're slamming standby combos or climaxes and soul climaxes, this is a good card to get your opponent behind quick. I mean, if you get any deck behind higher 2s, early 3s, and they don't have the stock to do anything, you just outright win the game You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I mean.
Yeah, and also if you have the anti-heal in the back row, they can't heal.
Right. Right. Right.
I mean, they can.
This deck is making me excited for this set.
Alright, we don't care about blue anymore. Red is where it's at.
We love red.
Red is where the good stuff is.
We hate you, Gia.
Alright. This one's me?
Yep.
God module. If you don't have a character with administrator in the name, you can't play this. Choose one card. One of your opponent's cost 1 or lower back row characters. Put it in their waiting room. Choose one level X character in your waiting room, return it to hand, and discard a card from your hand to the waiting room. X equals 1 plus the cost of the opponent's character placed in the waiting room by this effect.
I'm going straight to A because Sync and Please Sync are my initials, and Carmen will tell you the same shit. I mean, being able to get rid of Brainstormers is I think is just overlooked in this game. I mean, you can literally set a deck back if they just don't get to mill through first deck. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So this is level 2, pay 1 stock, kill a Brainstormer, and salvage a level 1 or lower character if you use it for that. It's not horrible.
I mean, or you just send a or one of their level enhancers.
Yeah, you kill a level assistant.
Level assisters. I mean, like I said, I'm a huge fan of back row removal in this game. I think there needs to be more of it.
It is a powerful effect. I think it's just okay though.
I think you might want to run this as like a 2 of, if you do run it.
It's solidly niche. I think it has its roles, but I don't think it's a super great card.
I'll go in the middle with you guys, and I'm gonna go B.
With the change level 3, you can search for it. So I mean,
that's true. You can dig for it.
You can dig if your opponent has characters out.
I don't know. Like I said, I'm a huge fan of back row removal. It's the boss. Sync, bitch. It's good. It's good. I like it.
I guess my problem would be it's level 2. I feel like it comes.
Yeah, that's right. That's my exact issue.
Yeah, if it was like
it's a 2 innocent event.
If it were a 1/1 event, I think it would be much better.
It'd be too good as a 1/1. If it was like a 1/2, that'd be better.
All right. Well, I'll hear that and just give it one of these. Just one of them. There we go. Right. I'm a sucker for back row removal, man. Can't not do it.
Yeah.
And Memory Crystal. This is a 1/1 event. Choose a Fluctlight character in your waiting room, return it to your hand. Choose a card in your opponent's memory and turn it face down. Then turn it back face up at the end of your opponent's next turn.
I wish that there was just a way of just putting memory permanently face down.
Yeah.
This turns off Kimono Friends anti-pink. Can't think of much else that there's effects though.
Yeah, here's one of those things where it's like one of those mechanics we don't see in English relying on memory, and I feel like this was meant for JP play.
Will this do anything to Angel Beats? Memory Beats?
I mean, what wants to be face up in memory? I don't even know.
The only thing that I can think of is Boys in Shorts.
Yeah, Boys in Shorts and Kimono Friends. That's it.
I mean, but the thing with Kimono Friends is that that has anti-ping, but the level 3 combo burns for 2, not 1. So you can't block that.
Right, you don't care against...
Yeah.
So I think as of right now, with what the red set has, I don't like this. I'm going to give it like an F+.
Yeah, I'm not
It's a good effect that has no place right now.
Right.
Yeah.
If there was some, like, memory-heavy, like, need to have something in your memory deck dominating the meta, this is a decent tech card for that, but...
Yeah,
which if it was level,
right now, I don't think there is.
If it was level, it'd be okay. I mean, you're because then they don't get the backup. You know, you see your opponent dig for an anti-change, especially if you're playing red, and you flip their red card in their memory face down. You know what I mean?
If it was level, that would be cool. Yeah.
Yeah, the level would be sweet.
Yeah, I just don't see a purpose for it.
Just mess them up with their color.
Yeah. Again, like I said, like when you're playing standby basically with red, and then you see him dig for an anti-change backup, and you're like, yeah, no, you don't get to play that anymore. Just hold on to that guy.
I think you can play anti-change backups without color in your without color identity, right?
You have to meet. You have to meet. Oh, that's right. You have to meet level, not color. Yeah, you're right.
Character backups you can.
You're right.
Event backups, no.
Right.
All right. Well, no one watch this fucking video and hear me say that. Anyone that I meet at regionals this year, I'm a newbie playing with a trial deck.
Don't pick on me. I'm playing Beastman.
Hey man, budget deck of of 2020 right there, man. I'm telling
Ready
you,
though, it is.
Budget decks are where it's at, man. They're good. They're good.
All right. Well, that is it for Red Alicization. So, any closing remarks from you guys?
Unexpectedly good. I was hearing hype for blue, not for red. I'm actually really interested in red right now.
The administrator deck does seem to fit pretty well.
Red is really fun.
It is.
Yeah, red seems like you could just floop all day and not have to give a shit about what your opponent's doing.
Yeah, fair enough.
Sword Golem.
Sword Golem.
Except the clown in the event. They can just sit over on the bench and watch the rest of red do good shit.
I hate the clown so much.
The clown's funny. I might play as one of Justice's type of climax just for session giggles.
I mean, as a one of it could be funny. As clowns are supposed to be funny.
Yeah. One clown is funny, two clowns aren't.
Exactly.
I mean, if you can bury a climax early enough with him, then I guess that's fair.
I mean, if your opponent's bricking and they can't pay out the climax you stow away, they just die. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking more of like when they're about to refresh, just play that, then send them over refresh.
Oh, yeah, that too. You know what? That's actually not as bad as I thought. What did I give the clown?
D. You gave him the D, Tyler.
I'll give
Brian's
him
over
a D plus.
There we go.
Brian's over here with two minuses.
C minus minus.
I had to give it C for clown. I couldn't not.
You don't get to be indecisive about your decision. You either give him the D or you give him a C minus. That's it.
I'm retroactively changing it to C minus plus.
Okay.
So is C? I don't understand.
Nobody does.
No, we'll see. Fuck, it's a clown. He's meant to make you laugh.
All right. Well, that's it for red. See you next time, guys.
Bye.
Signing off.
Later.